Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about some Azerite changes that are going to be coming up. This is from a blue post, a official Blizzard post on a forum. If two people asked me where I get it from, I guess I can post a link for it. But that is, if you see me kind of like reading through something, that's what I'm reading from here. Basically, they listen to good feedback from the Azerite stuff, and they are going to make changes to it, which is kind of what I said. Just wait, see what happens. You know, at the beginning of Legion, we were very annoyed at how many of our traits were locked behind artifact power and we couldn't get to them. And then what they said was, well, here's just billions of artifact power and you can have all your traits. And all of a sudden, everything was good. So they made a change, and just like that, they're making a change here and making it better. So here's kind of what the changes are going to be. I'll try not to read everything verbatim, but kind of give an overview of it real quick. So the first thing that's going to be happening, this is going to be hotfixed in if they can before the next patch, before 8.1, and that's Azerite armor will be able to be obtained all the way up to item level 370 from your emissary cache. So if you notice, you turn in emissary cache. Right now, the highest it can be is 340. So if you're like 350 item level, you'll get like a 340 Azerite. If you're 370 something item level like me, you'll still get a 340 Azerite. So those rewards will be able to scale all the way up to 370. So that's great for me. It's great for a lot of players. For some people, it won't matter, and for some people, that'll just be amazing for them. And it's a good change. Basically, what they're saying is they're noticing too many even high end players that don't have enough, that don't have equal Azerite gear to their other gear, and they don't want that player to feel, like the game sucks because, like me, I'm just a good example of this. I believe I still have 340 shoulders. I think it's shoulders, but my item level's like 372 or something like that. So, but I have 340 shoulders on. It doesn't really jive that great. So they want that not to happen. So when this gets hot fixed and I do an emissary reward, my Azerite gear will be up to 370, which means that anything I get, my highest is 370. So anything I get, if it has a better trait, I could put it on and it'll be an upgrade if it has a better trait. So that's great for me. It's a great change. I think it's smart. It's a little bit easy. People complaining about welfare gear a lot, but let's remember that casuals make the game go round. That's what makes the game keep going. So I'm completely fine with it. Basically, just they want more people to have more Azerite gear, because it's not like your legendary weapon where everybody has their weapon and just goes through their traits. They want people to experience all the different traits and get bunch of different kinds of Azerite gear. Everything else that'll be happening will be happening in Season 2. They're kind of calling things by seasons now to kind of go with the arena season. So when the next raid opens up, Siege of Zolazar, and then the PvP season will change and the Mythic Plus season will change. That's when all these other changes will take place. So there's going to be another outer ring on Azerite gear that has 2 spec specific traits for each spec. So let's use Mage, for example, 3 DPS. So if you're in Fire, then it'll have 2 fire choices. That's all there'll be on this outer ring. 2 different fire choices. If you're in Arcane, it'll be 2 different Arcane choices. If you're Frost, it'll be 2 different Frost choices. And then it'll go into the normal stuff. So they want people to experience, especially the spec-specific traits that they might not be able to experience otherwise. Currently. So they're adding outer ring, more traits. That's what everybody wanted. They want more traits, more buttons to click, everything like that. That's what I kind of get from it. Maybe I'm, making it sound not as important, but that's what I take from what people are criticizing it for. New trait. There'll also be new traits coming as well, coming out, which is again something I said. There'll be more traits coming out, and they're going to try to make the spec specific traits the best traits possible. So for a lot of classes right now, a generic trait might be the best, but they want the spec specific ones to be the best. So they're going to try to focus on that, and that'll kind of again play more into your artifact. But if you want to just choose the generic option, they want the generic options to still be decent. So they want the generic options to be middle of the road. They don't want them to be crappy. Middle of the road traits, and that still can work if you're just a casual player or whatever. All end-game gear obtained in Season 2 will have 5 rings, including pieces that now only have 4, but the change is not retroactive. So anything that you have in Season 2 will have 5 rings now, that's the 2 spec-specific traits on the outer ring. And then Azerite armor so right now it's going to get hotfix to 370 for emissaries, but going forward, it's going to continue to scale with your gear. So if it's scaling to 370, it'll scale to whatever heroic Siege's old Desire is. So it'll scale up to that. That's what the Azerite armor will scale to. Now, I personally think that they should make all the gear in emissaries scale, not just the Azerite gear. But this is all about Azerite and the Azerite changes, and I think that's a good thing. Now, one contentious point is they still are not going to add it to Mythic Plus. I kind of understand that. It's just, in some ways, it's just too easy to farm low-level Mythic Pluses because you can just spam them and possibly get that powerful Azerite piece you need. They want it to be hard to get it, but also easy to get it, if that makes sense. So I understand their thought process. Some people aren't going to, and some people are going to understand it and just not agree with it. But their idea is they want a casual player to be able to get Azerite gear and experience it, because that's what the point of the expansion is this Azerite gear, this Azerite system. People who farm Mythic Pluses aren't necessarily those casual players. So they're basically saying if you farm Mythic Pluses, you're probably good enough to go into a raid. You're probably good enough to go into some PvP. You know, you can probably there's other way, and now you'll just be able to do it, get a 370 through the emissary. But we're not going to have it to where the system favors Mythic Plus over raiding and over PvP, because it's something that you can specifically farm over and over as many times as you want that week. So let's say you need an Azerite piece from they add Azerite pieces to Mythic Plus, and you need one from Freehold, and you just want a 370. You could farm a Freehold. I don't even know what the is it a 9? I don't even know off the top of my head, so it's probably a bad example. But you could just farm it over and over again until you got the piece that you needed for the 370. I know for the end reward, it's like a +7 you need to do. So I don't know if it's like a +9 or what. But anyways, you could just farm over and over again, the lowest possible number to get the piece that you wanted. So you could do 10 in a day if you wanted, if you have a good group to do it. But whereas you can't farm a raid boss 10 times, and the PvP system is still, you know, kind of luck generated, and of course the PvP gear doesn't always have the best traits on it. So for PvE, so that's why I agree with it. I completely understand if you're just a Mythic Plus player, then it doesn't seem fair to you, because this is what you do. That's why you play the game. It's like people who only do arena, they want the PvP gear to be the strongest. People who only raid generally get their way, and they want the raid gear to be the strongest, and nobody really cares about the casuals in there. So I kind of understand it. I mean, I'm willing to debate somebody or argue with about it, but yeah, these are the changes that are going to be happening. I think they're good changes. They're steps in the right direction. I think this will continue to evolve as the expansion goes on and become better, and by the end of it, we'll probably like our Azerite system and be complaining in the next expansion when we don't have the Azerite system. We have a new system that they have to improve. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this. Feel free to comment below. I know some people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. About my opinion part, hopefully the information part helped you anyways. And everybody have a good one.